I've done my own merchandise, Rob. So the link.
Yes, you got on the merch train.
I am there. So in the description below, guys, if you want to check something out, go and do it. But I've realised you can only get the pictures on screen when you hit 10K.
Right. Well, better hit 10K then, haven't we?
No, well, that's it. I mean, yeah, we've got to hit it. So, guys, you got to smack that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give it a go to smack. Don't break your keyboard, but just click it. Probably.
It. Like, abuse it. Hit it proper hard. Don't just touch it. Let it know you've been there.
It is that YouTuber thing, though, isn't it? It's like
smash it. You can just press it gently. It's fine.
Yeah, that'll do. But Rob, we're here again to talk about football. Everyone who's joined, thank you so much. And if you are on the watch backs, thank you so much for joining. I just thought it'd be a good idea in this boring international break.
So sick of it already, mate. I hate this. This is the worst international break as well, isn't it? The one that comes right at the start of the season. It's so pointless. Who cares?
What do you do as well? Like, I just don't know what to do. It's grey. I mean, if you're from Argentina, it's probably sunny. In Spain, it's sunny there. But here it's just dull, no football on. I'm going to support Newport County or something for the weekend. I've got to
we've got the Ben White link. Like that's Ben White used to play for them. We'll support Newport for that.
It's just the most boring. It's the most boring. And I think Southgate was saying the other day as well. He was like, "Yeah, we need more of them because we need them to be more team cohesion." I'm like, no, Gareth, no.
No, the last thing our players need is more time being coached by Gareth Southgate. I love Gareth Southgate. That last tournament was amazing. But, I'd rather Kalvin Phillips had 2 more weeks with Bielsa.
Yeah, that's it. And with all respect, we were playing a bunch of bus drivers, weren't we, in that tournament? I think this. No disrespect to bus drivers, you're incredible footballers. But I just think even that last game, let's talk about it, Rob, because I don't know if you watched that last game, mate, but I watched it again the other night. And
the England game.
Yeah, and I'm just getting so annoyed by watching the tactics. It's like, what have we got? Seven at the back against Wales, and it's
brutal, isn't it? The bit that breaks my heart is watching Kalvin Phillips receive the ball on the turn and then looking up and as he does for Leeds. Normally, he's got 7 options because he's got that front 5 of ours plus the fullbacks will be herring past him. Yeah. So normally he turns, looks up, assesses one of those options, and hits one of those amazing arcing passes, doesn't it? Yeah. At the moment, he's just got to look up. See that no one's running and just pass it back to Eric Dyer. It's grim, isn't it?
It's just this whole double pivot thing as well. Southgate just seems so stubborn in playing it. And it's like, I just wish he'd just give Kalvin that role that he has at Leeds. I know it's not going to be the same. I know it's not. But at least give him some sort of similar role, even if he has just someone just a little bit in front of him. Because at the minute, he's just getting murdered.
And we've got there's such a good midfield there for the having. For me, I'd sit Kalvin at the base, then have, as much as I hate him, Jack Grealish is amazing.
You've got to have Super Jack, haven't you?
I know. Look, I think he's an awful human being, but what a footballer! Yeah, he is class. But him and say Foden as our midfield 3, that's dynamic, that's creative, that drives forwards. We've got then with the front 3 of Sancho and Sterling and Kane, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and it just always seems like the manager. I remember it with Sven when he played Scholes left wing. It just
God. And look, Scholes is another one who's an awful scum bastard, but what a player! He was incredible, and stick him at the base of midfield.
Yeah.
It's always been the way with England that we stick square pegs in round holes, and there's still not a lot of playing style for the England team beyond get a corner and do that train thing. That's the one move we've got, isn't it? It's the train at corners. And
the train.
And look, it's good. It works. We scored loads of goals from corners. Cool. Can we maybe try and create 1 or 2 from open play and maybe keep the ball and ball retention isn't really the problem at the moment. It's doing something with it, isn't it? It's just a bit slow and stodgy. And
You're going to be watching the Belgium game, Rob, or are you going to be?
I didn't even know it was Belgium we were playing. I'll be honest with you. I could not care less about international football outside of a tournament. When a tournament's on, I will have the George's Cross on my face, going nuts, shirtless in the street. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But in between tournaments, I'm Leeds way before I'm England. I'm just watching those games to see how Kalvin and see how Tyler Roberts got on, and that that's the only interest for me.
Roberts played all right, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He had a decent game when he wasn't getting crunched by Kalvin. Did you see that tweet Kalvin put out? Nothing personal, bro. So funny. Well, that must be a thing when you're playing against your mates in like internationals. I definitely want to give my mate a dig.
Yeah, definitely. Like Roberts went down, he did that whole swan song, didn't he? He's down like, ah.
Yeah, I think you look up and you see that it's Kalvin behind you. You'd be like, that's Calv.
Yeah.